The Shenandoah Valley, and it's a place of breathtaking beauty carved into the heart of Virginia. For generations, its landscape was a source of life, but its strategic location also made it a prized corridor. During the American Civil War, this peaceful valley turned into a theater of brutal warfare. We know the history, the battles, and the generals. But what if the story doesn't end there? What if the thousands of soldiers who fought and died on this soil never really left? And what if on a quiet night you can still hear the echoes of a war that ended over a century and a half ago? Today we're investigating the paranormal case files of the Shenandoah Valley, where some say history is so raw it refuses to die. To understand why the Shenandoah Valley is so haunted, you have to understand its bloody importance. Pointing towards Washington, D.C., the valley was a vital corridor in the granary of the Confederacy, feeding the Southern war machine. This made it a place to be fought for, over and over again. And towns like Winchester reportedly changed hands more than 70 times during the war. This constant state of conflict saturated the land with suffering. The homes and churches became makeshift hospitals, and thousands were laid to rest in unmarked graves. And it's from this soil, soaked in sorrow, that chilling ghost stories of the Shenandoah Valley have grown. Our first case file opens on September 19, 1864 at the Third Battle of Winchester. It was the largest and costliest battle in the Shenandoah Valley, resulting in over 8,600 casualties in a single day of savage combat. And the sheer scale of the slaughter seems to have left a scar on the land itself. And today visitors report that the silence is broken by phantom musket fire and the distant boom of cannons. And some hear the faint sounds of unseen soldiers, while others see shadowy figures moving through the trees only to vanish. And it's as if the battle is replaying itself. In the nearby Mount Hebron cemetery lies the Stonewall Confederate Cemetery, the final resting place for about 2,575 Confederate soldiers, many of them unknown. Visitors report an overwhelming feeling of sadness and apparitions of soldiers standing silently among the gravestones. One poignant legend tells of Colonel George S. Patton, grandfather of the famous World War II general, who was mortally wounded at the battle, and his worried apparition is said to peer from the windows of the downtown building where he died. The experiences reported at places like Winchester raise a chilling question. Are these just tricks of the mind, or could they be genuine echoes of the past? And if you've ever visited a historic site and felt something you couldn't explain, tell us about your experience in the comments. And if you're drawn to those unsolved mysteries where history and the paranormal collide, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Our next case file centers on one of the oldest operating inns in America, the Wayside Inn in Middletown, Virginia. Established in 1797, its long history meant it was an unwilling witness to the Civil War. And due to its location, it was used as a hospital and headquarters by both Union and Confederate forces at different times. And with so much suffering within its walls, it's no surprise that the soldier's ghost is among the reported hauntings. And guests and staff have seen a man in a military uniform wandering the hallways, especially in the early morning hours. And there are even frequent reports of hearing heavy boots clomping down the corridors when no one is there. One story holds that the ghost is that of an Irish soldier. While the famous Irish Brigades fought for the Union, many Irish immigrants also served in the Confederate Army. And during a paranormal investigation I did there over a decade ago, I was running a spirit box session and announced, "I'm going to set up my gear so y'all can talk." And over the noise of the box, a clear disembodied voice with a distinct Irish brogue was captured replying, "You're doing that, ain't you?" Our final case file concerns the campaign that decisively ended the war in the Shenandoah Valley. In the autumn of 1864, Union General Philip Sheridan was ordered to neutralize the valley. And his forces engaged in the scorched earth campaign known as the Burning, systematically destroying barns, mills, and crops. And this act of hard war left a legacy of ruin and local folklore filled with the tales of phantom flames and weeping figures. The campaign climaxed on October 19, 1864 at the Battle of Cedar Creek. A daring Confederate surprise attack was ultimately crushed by a massive Union counterattack, but at a staggering cost, with total casualties estimated to be over 8,000 soldiers. And in the days that followed, locals began to report unexplainable events. The lore holds that an Episcopal church used as a field hospital became a center of paranormal activity, with claims of disembodied groans and footsteps at night. And on the battlefield, people have reported seeing apparitions in their barns and hearing the thunder of hooves when no horses are present. Perhaps most strangely, multiple witnesses over the years have reported hearing the distant sound of a military band striking up a tune before abruptly falling silent. From the phantom armies of Winchester to the lonely soldier pacing the halls of an old inn, the Shenandoah Valley holds its ghost close. The sheer violence and deep wounds inflicted upon the land created what many believe are the perfect conditions for history to leave more than just a memory. And the stories passed down through generations and the chilling encounters reported to this day all speak to a powerful lingering presence. And they suggest that on these hallowed grounds the past isn't really past. It waits in the silent cemeteries, it marches across the misty battlefields, and it whispers in the empty hallways of old homes and inns. And the Civil War in the Shenandoah Valley may have ended in 1865, but for the spirits said to remain, the battle may never be over.